Hey everyone, and welcome to a tour of some of my geeky gear. Now, try and say that fast, geeky gear. Anyway, here I have two boxes. Now, I don't know which one's which, but one should be the PowerMac G4 upgrade box thing, and the other should be my custom PC. When my custom PC died, I just took a load of the components out, sold some, and some stayed in it when I sold the case and whatever. But, yeah, so I'm going to get started. Now, there's nothing impressive in these boxes. Don't expect, like quad-core processors and, liquid cooling pumps or whatever. When I talk custom PC, I mean a custom PC that was worth 50 quid. So, yeah. But anyway, let's take a look in here. Okay, so we got all random bits of paper, padded envelope. Let's get on to the good stuff. Well, the kind of good stuff. Here we have 4 hard drive screws. Nothing too exciting. Don't have a clue where that hard drive is now. I think it's in my old MDD that I sold. An 80 gig disc I put in there. I think it's 80 anyway. Drivers for a USB 2.0 card, which is long gone. It's in the Quicksilver. No, it's not. No, it's in the MDD, sorry. The Quicksilver has another one in it, but yeah, I own neither of those machines anymore. Anti-static bag for the 80 gigabyte hard drive that I was talking about. An IDE cable and another IDE cable back here. I used to be obsessed with hooking up as many IDE devices as possible into my PowerMac. I mean, I had 5 IDE devices at one point, optical drive. 4 IDE devices, an optical drive and 3 hard drives. 2 hard drives in the normal place and 1 hard drive in the zip drive thing. And also trying to get another hard drive working alongside the other 2 with IDE adapters and whatnot. It was crazy. I used to be obsessed. But I enjoyed playing around with my old PowerMac. Here we have 2 sticks of 256 megs of RAM, so it's 512 in total, I believe, anyway. Or they could be 128 sticks. The 256, sorry. So 512 megs of RAM in total. These originally belonged to my friend Jack. They came out of an eMac. 700 megahertz eMac, I think, something like that. He upgraded to a gig of RAM in his eMac, and he lent me these back when I had my Quicksilver, so we're talking like a year ago, something like that. No, less than a year ago, like 10 months ago, I don't know. He lent me these for my Quicksilver, so I shoved these in, including the 256 meg that was already in there, to bring me up to 768 megs of RAM, and that was all going cool. So then I decided to upgrade. I bought 3 512 sticks of RAM, shoved them in to give me gig 0.5. That didn't work, so I took them out, put the 3 256 megs back in, and these 2 weren't recognised, so these 2 must have broken or something, I don't know. So I was stuck there with 256 megs of RAM in a Quicksilver then, with a single core 933 megahertz processor, so it was extremely sluggish machine. If you're going to go for a PowerMac, guys, go for a dual processor one. PCI slot cover. Cover for this amazingly expensive super drive that I bought for my Quicksilver, which is now in the MDD that I sold. Apple SCSI card, PCI. A load of people are still using SCSI devices when they had PowerMacs, so they needed one of those. PCI slot cover, cable tie. Here's an old DVD-ROM drive that came in my MDD. This thing is a pile of crap, to be honest. Could come in handy one day, I guess, but yeah, it's nothing too special at all. So as you can see, it's an extremely dire and boring PowerMac box. I mean, it's basically a failed... I failed to max out 2 PowerMacs. I was going to max out a Quicksilver, failed. I was going to max out an MDD, failed. So I've sold them both. Mind you, the MDD has quite a nice configuration. It has got maxed out RAM, which is, a big step. But it's just graphics cards that I never wanted to spend money on. But anyway... moving on from the past now. By the way, I do hope to get another G4 soon, because I miss messing around with them, like the customization options and stuff. But anyway, moving on now. This is my sort of custom PC and other junk box. Yeah, definitely other junk. We have like a phone line adapter thing. So what it'll do is it'll plug into your phone line there. You can still plug in your phone, yet you can plug in your internet modem or router there. We've got these 3.5mm jack to 3.5mm jack things. You get the idea. Floppy drive cable. It's a bit smaller than an IDE cable. That's that. Oh god, a processor. It's pretty random. Don't know what this is. This isn't from my PC. I'm trying to remember the history behind this now. I don't know. It'll come to me maybe one day. But the random processor. And there's its heatsink. So yeah. Heatsink. What more can I say? I know I'm rough with that. I don't expect to be using it again, guys. Floppy drive. Gotta love it. I had this in my custom PC for a short amount of time so that I could put software on floppies to use on my Macintosh Classic. That's another thing I failed at. As far as this modification stuff goes and that, I'm a pretty epic fail. Here we have an old ADSL modem or whatever it is. You got one port Ethernet thing. It's actually unlocked. Oh crap. It's this BT Voyager thing that's unlocked. So it'll work with any internet thing. You just stick it into an empty phone line and you'll get internet in whatever room you want. Pretty cool, but now I have the main household router in my room, so that's unused anymore. And I dropped that pretty severely, so I doubt it works anymore. 3.5-inch hard drive cooler with a Molex pass-through. So this basically means you don't lose a Molex port. It's got two blue LED lights in it. I had that was filling up my case with light, and I also had this, which was an extremely pointless PCI exhaust fan because I had a very slow Pentium 4 custom PC, and it did not need any cooling. It was basically an absolutely freezing cold machine. Yeah, because it was sitting there with like a gig of RAM and a 2.6 gigahertz Pentium 4, which is very slow. But yeah, that's that. What else have we got in here? We got a little VGA adapter thing. You get the idea. It's like a really short USB. It's like a really short VGA cable. Good for using KVM switches. If you have a KVM switch either close to your monitor or close to your computer. Oh god, here we have an old GFX 5500. Oh god. Doubt this works anymore. It hasn't been sitting in an anti-static bag and I'm touching my fingers all over it. But you can pick these kind of cards up for pennies, and basically when it comes down to it, they're all the same. I mean, this model happens to have 256 megs of graphics memory, but it's 256 megs of, you know, it's nothing, you know, by today's standards. This card is very old. It'll probably run games on pretty good settings from the year 2003 and below. And it'll run games all the way up to probably about the year 2005 on very, very low settings. So yeah, we're in 2010 now, so, you know, this card's basically obsolete. Yeah, it was working last time I took it out of a computer. Here's another cheap custom PC part that, you know, you can make your system look cool or tell people, whoa, I've got 4 USB ports, man, or something like that, you know. Basically, it's it fits into the same size hole as a floppy drive, if I get my floppy drive here. As you can see, the front of it's the same size. 3.5-inch bay on the front of your computer, give you 4 USB ports. Connects to Molex power and internal USB. And then the last component, we have 512 megs of crucial RAM, which I put in there towards the end of its life. But yeah, that's that, guys. Plenty of geeky gear for you there. Nothing too exciting. Please look out for more videos like this. I do have many geek boxes full of retro computer parts and Apple parts and some modern stuff as well. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.